When we began making these short films, almost a year ago, I knew we were setting out on an important journey. But although we called them, somewhat ambitiously, the essence of Agatha Christie, I wasn't quite sure what that essence was. Now we're approaching the end, however, I think we have made some progress in identifying it. Most people know about the important pieces of Agatha Christie. Hercule Poirot, Miss Marple, Murder on the Orient Express, And Then There Were None, the important plays like The Mousetrap, and, dare I say, her sad disappearance. But Nima, to me, was so much more than that. The same person who loved her dogs and her family, and who loved being at Greenway in the summers, was curious enough early in her life to go to an avant-garde school of photography in the late 1930s. Very few people were important writers and playwrights at the same time, but she was. The fiercely independent and professional writer who wrote over 50 books was offered a damehood in the 1950s. She refused, lest it should diminish her husband's career as an archaeologist. And when he was offered a knighthood later on, she felt able to accept. But for me, as you might imagine, there's a personal side as well. Whilst all this was going on, we had a family life. She taught me all I knew about music. She encouraged me with my fanaticism when I was in my 20s about the visual arts. She took me to the big European music festivals of Bayreuth and Salzburg, and I have here the wonderful bound copy of the programs of the operas we saw together in Bayreuth, where we lost ourselves in the music. But she was the one who encouraged me and made sure that it was something worthwhile in my life and something that is something I will never forget about her. I truly think she was an exceptional person. The important thing about Nima was that she never lost her honesty, her humility, and most of all, her ability to listen. I have always said that she was the best listener I ever met. When we opened a sculpture last year in Covent Garden, the inscriptions told the story of her personal life and told a bit about her professional work. In these short films that we have done, we have tried to go beyond that and tell something a little bit deeper about this person who I knew as Nima and loved greatly, but who was at the same time an icon of women in the 20th century.